Good afternoon, or close to it, anyways. It's 1 minute till noon. This is the Weather Monkey. I am in St. Charles, Minnesota, just off Interstate 90. There is a storm system moving through. It's coming out of northern Iowa, and it's approaching the south side of Stewartville right now. So I'm going to get on Interstate 90 and head west and see how long it'll take to run into this storm and what this storm is made of. So stick along for the ride. I'll make sure everything's working here. It'll take a minute to turn on here. It's funny because right before I hit my start button, there's a big bolt of lightning that flashed out in front of me. So I thought that was interesting. But like I said, we'll see how the day develops and we'll go from there. So let me back out of here. That should give me enough room. Take a swing here. Okay. Before I get up on the interstate, I'll make sure that everything's functioning correctly. Because I'm not going to go 65 miles, I'm 70 miles an hour and have to be messing with my controls. Okay, clear right, clear left. Pull over right here. So let's stay on the pavement. We'll double check everything again. Somehow I put my brake on by accident. It won't come off. I think I'm going to shut my vehicle off for a minute. See what happened here, because the brake says it's on. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, it says I am live. Okay, let's go back here. Okay. So we're going to go up on Interstate 90 here and head west and try to rendezvous with this storm that's on its way over this direction. We're probably about 10 minutes from that storm. Good morning. Or good afternoon now. This is the Weather Monkey. I am in southeast Minnesota. I have a target on a storm that is just moving south of Stewartville, Minnesota. I'm actually just leaving St. Charles, Minnesota on Interstate 90, going westbound. We'll go up to the next exit and evaluate our next move from there. I'd like to welcome everybody. Actually, after my second, I got interrupted by my autopilot. Not autopilot, what do they call it? On the Fords. Autopilot? I don't know. I got interrupted by it. So this is actually my second chase of the year. First one was a few weeks ago. It's kind of a surprise that a thunderstorm developed and went severe to the northwest of where I live. And by the time I got my stuff together and got out, it had already passed over the Mississippi River, and I was stuck because I had to drive 20 miles north or 10 miles back south to cross the river. And by that time, that storm was off into western Wisconsin. This one's gotten a little heavier as far as intensity over the last 20 minutes. So I actually changed my setup a little bit this season. I decided to go with a different software on my MacBook. It's called Ecamm. They say it was developed with people who stream with Mac products in mind, and so far it's worked quite well. I have some features I can add to it if I need, so I can add a camera. I do have a extra camera that is actually on right now. I can position it in the back window, I can position it in the right window or the left window. It's wireless. It's an iPhone 14, what it is, and it connects wirelessly to the streaming software. And I am using WeatherWise for my radar this year. They actually have developed a URL that you paste into your software browser, and it inserts the radar with your location in a layer automatically, and it keeps that layer on top. So no matter what you add to your stream, that layer will be there. I hear a lot of people talking about Omega Radar and WeatherWise and Radar Scope. They're all pretty much the same, although they have different. This radar is a new feature that you can put in as an overlay. Normally what I would do is I just use a screen mode on a different phone or iPad, and I just do a screenshot and put it in. I don't have to with this software and this update from WeatherWise, which saves a connection. I used to have 3-4 connections into my laptop. Now I only have one right now. I have a capture card coming off my camera that has a plug-in for power, and then the capture card plugs into the laptop. And that's all I need. It's charging the laptop and keeping power in the capture card. So, if you look over this way here, it's a little darker. That's where the storm's going to come from. But we'll get up close to it. There's some deeper reds in there, and I haven't seen any notifications yet of hail. So we'll see what happens. So we'll keep an eye on it. It says it's going to go right to the south of us, according to the map. But if it grows any, of course, if it expands, it's going to come right through where I am. Yeah, I don't believe there's any warnings on it yet, as far as particularly interesting alerts. Like, sometimes they'll issue a statement saying the storm hasn't reached severe levels, but the wind is just under the severe level and the hail is just under the severe level. So we'll see what happens. Actually, a bigger storm down near Mason City. It's also moving this way. It's to the west of Mason City right now. There's a lot of lightning in it. I also bought a cell phone booster this spring. Kind of skeptical. You know, sometimes it'll boost your signal, you know. Well, I know for a fact if you have no bars, it's not going to work. If you're out in the middle of somewhere with no bars at all, yeah, it's not going to work. But if you have the slightest amount of service, in other words, you have one bar that's kind of flicking in and out of one bar and going SOS on you, and you turn that cell phone booster on, you'll get signal. And I've had it where I couldn't text, I couldn't call anybody, and I turned that cell phone booster on, and I could stream. So when you look at it that way, if you can stream where you couldn't even get text before, that's a pretty good deal. So we'll sit here for a while, just see what happens. I know the lightning is picking up, so I'm gonna test and make sure my volume's okay. So if you get If you hear me in the background, it's because I turned the volume up on my infotainment system. That's a pretty good deal. So, well, we'll sit here for a while. Yeah, it's working fine. I could probably turn it up a little bit more. It just seems that it's a little bit quiet. We'll leave it there, see how it does. I do have a mic I could plug in, but it seems to give road noise. So I would rather have it a little quieter and have to have you turn the volume up a little bit than have the road noise just be so annoying that you don't even want to really listen. So that can happen. But it's baby steps still. You learn as you go. Uh, I have spent hours. Maybe somebody can help me here. I have spent hours trying to figure out